What's going on, guys? This is Matt Marinoff, and I'm here with Nicole. Nicole, I'm going to destroy your last name.
Guzzardi.
Guzzardi. Nicole Guzzardi. Nicole Guzzardi is someone who's very special. She's very dear to somebody that I actually do business with personally with my company. And when I asked Nicole to come on, I said, look, what do you want to talk about? And obviously, you know, she is, without question, a fitness junkie. Now, you look at her, right? If you look at her, you're like, oh, she's the epitome of fitness. And you look at me, and you're like, well, she's a fitness junkie. Yo, Matt, you must be a food junkie. So look at that. Although I will say this on my live stream, I've actually lost 7 pounds.
Nice, congrats.
Thank you. I'm actually going in the opposite direction now. Kind of want to bring the sexy back a little bit.
There you go.
I'm in quarantine, so basically, you know, like everybody else, you know, they're like, oh, I'm getting in the, you know, where they go to, you go away to college, you know, like the freshman 15. I'm more, you know, and then they're like the quarantine 50 or whatever the fuck they're calling it. For me, I'm going in the reverse. I'm so tired of food. I'm walking, I'm exercising, I'm getting sun. I'm actually growing my hair out because I can't get a haircut regardless. So, hey, I'll grow it out, and then hopefully, you know, at the end of it, I'll look like that dude. What's his name? In the I Can't Believe I'm Not Butter commercials. What's that?
I don't know, but I was going to say you're going to come out a new man.
I'm a come out new man. Yeah.
Come out a new man. Why not?
New man. So let's talk about a little bit about what's going on with you. You've been in the sales industry for about 20 plus years. Okay. You started in retail, then you progressed into inside sales, and later on you extended to outside sales. You're a mother of 3 children, right? Brianna, Matthew, and Gabriella. All right. You basically you have a specific lifestyle that you follow, right? You have a healthy lifestyle. You've always been into fitness. Right now, from what I understand, you're a certified fitness instructor, personal trainer. You also
I don't practice that, so I'm certified, but I'm not a trainer.
That's fine, but you also hold something, which is I have to say, a mother of 3. This is pretty impressive. You hold a pro card in bikini division of International Federation of Bodybuilding, correct?
IFBB. Yep.
Right. You consider yourself an influencer in the fitness community, and you've dabbled a little bit in fitness modeling, which if anybody's actually followed you on Instagram, which I know you have a huge following, and or Facebook, and I'm sure those people actually take a look at the people that, you know, come on the live stream, and I have had a couple of comments which actually make me laugh. You were put in a position in 2016 where basically you had to start all over with 3 kids. You're absolutely a survivor. You basically you humbled yourself to the core, as you say. You're back into the groove. You've got a all-female networking group. And guys, we're gonna recap on all this, but I want to get this out there as the intro because I want people to understand who you are as an individual, right? So obviously, you connect with other women. You encourage them to not allow their fear to hold them back in achieving their professional goals, which is truly professional, obviously. And I think that's amazing that you do that. Now, obviously, you have your own success. You have your own success timeline, and I'm sure you have your own type of vision board. You started late, but you're living proof that you can never be too old to start your own empire, which I can appreciate. You do love helping people. You've got a huge passion. I know because I've had the pleasure of speaking with some of the homeowners that we've talked with on our side from Real Estate Recovery Group and talking with you and actually getting to know you. So it's important, obviously, that people understand this. Now, you got into real estate industry in 2007, and your boyfriend, Billy Alvaro, is the driving force behind you on the investment side, because you're always talking about your mom, being a mom, being an influencer and working out, and obviously, you're an investor. So people should definitely follow you on that side of it. So obviously you're going for homeowners to try to help them, to let them know their options. That's why we're a perfect fit in the industry. The last thing I wanted to talk about, and I want people to understand it, you're actually the creator of a concept called the Committee New Jersey, which we're going to talk about, which is an all women's networking group. and you talk about personal professional goals for people, which I think is great. And then you talk about E factor, hashtag E factor. So basically, with all that said, Nicole, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself in your own words? Who are you?
Okay, so I wear many hats. I always say, I mean, when I joke around with Billy, like my resume is just loaded with things. I'm someone that when I get an idea in my head, I implement it. And, my belief is you never know what's going to work out unless you try it. You can't say you failed at something if you've never even tried it. So, a dream is just a wish. A goal is when you actually implement and make that wish dream come true. So, I started over, like you said, in 2016. At the time, I was in a business with my now ex-husband, and we had gotten divorced, obviously. So I had to start over. I was in a position where I literally had to start from ground zero. I had met Billy early in 2017. So when I met him, I was just going through a situation that I didn't know at the time, but later found out that he was able to help me out. So fast forward, he helps me out of the situation. I kind of get a feel for what he does. And P.S., I start working for him or with him, I should say. So now who am I? Today, I'm an investor. I look to fix and flip single family residential properties. We're branching out. But right now I'm focusing mostly on my fix and flips. And then in the interim, with starting a new business, I said, how do I get my name out there? What better way than to network? So I started with all females networking group. At first I said, oh, I'm going to have a bunch of girls over. We'll, have some wine and some appetizers. I put something out on Facebook, and because I do have a following, that exploded into, I can't host this in my house. I don't even know what I'm doing. So that was about a little over a year ago. I started hosting these events. I have probably about 70 women on average come every month. It's just a community of women, it's small businesses, small business owners, some direct marketers, but we encourage each other. And that's what the E factor is. We empower, we encourage. It's all about connecting, helping each other evolve. My model for the group is that I have guest speakers come and share stories of success, stories of fails, wins and losses, what's put them to be at their best. And hopefully it encourages some of the women in the room that might be dealing with the same fears that are holding them back.
Now, these are women only, like like for real, like you can only be a woman to be a part of this.
Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, I'm offended. I'm only.
You know what it is? I figure because of this evolution where the women want to be respected,
Right.
the same way a man is respected. I wanted it to be a place, almost like a safe place for women just to come and just let go of any type of fear in front of a man or, fear that they're not good enough as a man, and hear women that are really successful and say, wow, if they can get to that level, so can I. And you don't need to, have a certain degree or you don't have to be male, female. Anybody can do it. It's just what you put your mind to.
That's an interesting way of looking at things.
Yeah. Yeah.
So obviously you have a huge Instagram following. I think you have almost 15,000 followers. That's pretty impressive. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah.
I'm just approaching, I think, 1,400.
Okay. You're getting there.
on my Instagram account. I don't utilize it as much as I should. I'm starting to utilize it more. I'm actually going to start, doing a lot more different branding. So I understand like the branding aspect of it. I saw a video that you did about 2 weeks ago about a property that you're doing a walkthrough on, and and I was in the middle of 3 days. You had over 700 views on the video. Most people are so panicked and afraid of putting themselves out there, being on video, and or basically letting it all hang out. Obviously, you don't have a problem with that because you're in good shape and you're proud of your body. What would you say to somebody who's watching this right now, who's in real estate? And there's a reason why I'm asking this. Who's in real estate that is afraid of technology and physically getting on and talking about a property or talking about a solution of helping somebody who is in trouble? What would you say to someone like that?
I mean, it's black and white. If you're going to allow fear and the fear of what people are going to think about or say about you, then I mean, that's just it. You're letting that fear of other people's opinions hold you back from really excelling. And my whole thing is, I have this saying that I love. My girls in my group know I love it. It's, opinions are like assholes. Everybody has one. But I always find it ironic that it's the assholes that have the negative opinions. It's
Right.
always the ones that either, and I hate to use the word jealous because I hate when you hear people, oh, they're jealous of you. It's the people that maybe envy the fact that you have the ability to go live, or you have, that esteem or that confidence. And really, at the end of the day, you have to ask yourself, if this could catapult me to a different level in my career or success, if this can get me to another level, and I'm so worried about what people think about me, honestly, are they paying your bills? Are they, bringing you in business? Are they telling you how to conduct your life? No, they shouldn't be. But if you're allowing the thought, they might not even have any opinion on it. But if you have this fear, they might have an opinion and you're allowing that to hold you back, then you're not going to go anywhere. Like, where can you go? You just have to, with me personally, when I go live, listen, it's not the most comfortable thing. You never know if you're going to have viewers. You don't know if you're going to have your message is going to get put across, and you don't know if you're going to have people respond the way you want. But again, what I said before, if you don't do it, you'll never know. And you just have to let go of that fear and do it. And the people that are going to be in your corner are going to respect that, and they're going to cheer you on. And those opinionated assholes are going to be the ones that are still saying, oh, look at this one doing that, look at that one doing that, and probably not doing it for themselves. So it's all a perception of how you look at it. I know that I'm delivering a message. The people that are going to listen, they're going to get the message. The people are going to judge, they're not going to get the message. And they're the ones that are probably sitting on their couch doing nothing,
So the reason why I asked that question is the last 2 days I had reached out to 4 different appraisers that I've utilized over the last couple of years. And I asked all 4 appraisers if they would be interested in coming on and speaking about the market, speaking about, the additional comps, speaking about the virtual aspect of evaluating these properties. Out of the 4 people that I asked to come on, all 4 said they don't want to do it. And they don't want to do it for reasons that I understand, because everybody was in that first moment of, okay, I'm going to click this button and I'm literally going to go fucking live for the first time. And I'm either going to be really great and no one's going to watch, or it's going to be a complete fucking train wreck and everybody's going to watch. But it's getting over that initial fear. And I tried to ask, and basically, and I try to say in such a way where, because I coach people and I mentor people, and some people are not coachable. Some people you just can't mentor. They're very closed-minded. And there's really a difference between somebody who has a 9-to-5 mentality and somebody who's an entrepreneur. What is your take on that?
I agree. But I will say, for people that are maybe not so comfortable with going live, maybe they can start by doing, posting videos. Maybe they don't have to go live yet. Maybe post a video. Maybe when they go live for 5 minutes, get your message across. Don't spend so much time, kind of wean into it maybe. But you're absolutely right, though. I mean, the people that are the 9-to-5s, that's what they're comfortable with. They're comfortable in their 9-to-5 position, and that's fine. The people that really want to excel and get ahead, they have to step out of their comfort zone. You have to take chances. You have to take risks. What's that? You fail forward. Every learning experience is probably because you learned the hard way,
On my wall right there.
I can't see.
I know you can't see it. There's 2 ways of thinking of things, right? There's success and there's failure, right? So the first one is the one that looks like a wishbone that you can't really see.
Yeah.
And the other one is the zigzag that's all over the place. And it's fail, success. Fail, success. If you're not failing, in my opinion, you're not trying. Everybody can be successful. They just have to want it. Like when somebody says to somebody, and this always bothered me growing up as a person, because when I was younger, I cared so much what other people thought, and it's so sad. And I didn't have the mentor that I have in myself now, which is me, for my kids. So when my kids say, well, so and so said blah, 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 who gives a fuck?
Yes.
Are you going to know him later in life? Like in 3 months, that dude or that girl, whatever, they're going to be on the outs. They're going to say something, do something, or whatever it is. Be yourself. Be comfortable in your
Be
own.
authentic. Yeah. People be authentic. People like, people that are just like them. And let's face it, we're not perfect. No one's perfect.
No.
If you can't just be authentic and laugh at the mistakes you make, if you look like a dummy, or, cry when you have emotion, like, people love to see the authenticity of, like, there's real emotion. Like, you're not a fake person. You're not always trying to be perfect, because there's no such thing. If you're relatable, everybody can relate to you. And Billy's famous line is, people, do business with people they know, like, and trust, correct?
Right.
So if you're being authentic and you're not showing your true self, nobody wants to. I mean, me personally, I wouldn't want to do business with someone like that. I want to do business with the person that can laugh about themselves, or laugh at themselves, or, act silly, or do things out of the box and get creative and get crazy. Like, that's my vibe. I love that,
No, 100%. I think the reason why people like Billy and myself hit it off is because we understand each other. I never have had a conversation with Billy that I thought, well, he's leading the conversation or I'm leading the conversation. We're both very alpha-based people, individuals, which is great. And we've never had a real issue, blowout, or yelling match about anything, because I think we both value each other's opinion. And I think that's important. Here's the other thing that I don't think people understand. Everybody, and we all know these types of people, they want to be the smartest person in the room. But the reality is, and I know you know where I'm going with this, why would you want to be the smartest person in the room? I like to be the dumbest person in the room, because I want to learn from other people. And I'm the first to admit, I learn things every day. Most people just shut off from the concept of learning because they feel like they've learned everything, or the capacity of their brain they can do. But the reality is, if you're not learning and you're not growing, you're really dying.
Absolutely. I agree. And there's always room. Like, I look at someone like Billy's been my biggest mentor. He's honestly pushed me, and who knows where I would have been, when I met him in 2017. Who knows what road I would have taken, or, what I would have done. But I can tell you that since meeting him, he's put me on such a different level. And it's so good when you have someone that you look up to, that could be your mentor, that just does things a little differently, that you can learn from, because he's exposed me to so much that has gotten me to where I am right now, and to doing what I'm doing right now. And he says the same about me. Like, I push him to do things that he's not comfortable with, and outside his box. And that's what you want.
What would that be?
I mean, listen, he's got his own things. I'll let him, when you guys do the interview, I'll let him say. But there's things that we encourage, and as you have a partner, whether it's in business, whether it's a relationship, whether it's a friendship, you want to find those people that are going to push you to think outside your box, to get uncomfortable, because that's what helps you grow. You can't stand still and expect to grow. You got to start doing things differently. And I have to say, like, Billy is someone that I admire. I mean, he's pushed me so far. I mean, even doing investing, the first deal we did together, once I saw that deal and I was like, oh my God, this is what I could do. I came from not doing this at all. Like, not even any inkling of real estate in my blood, to now, I mean, in the first year of business, I flipped 8 homes. That's a big deal for someone who had no connection. I wasn't a realtor. I wasn't like it. I didn't come to him saying, hey, I want to invest, and how do I do it? Like, he was like, listen, you're a sales girl. You could talk, you connect with people. This is what you got to do. And from that, I mean, I started my networking group. What do? I tell everybody, this is what I do. These are the houses I look for. Right. And that's where I'm generating my leads. We're not even marketing for leads out in New Jersey. These are all things that I've been doing because I'm vocal. I'm not afraid to go live. I'm not afraid to tell people what I do. And that's really, I mean, if you want to be successful in anything you do, you have to have passion behind it. You have to be vocal about it. You got to tell people what you do. You can't expect people to figure out what you do,
So distressed, right? So we're talking about distressed homeowners.
So this is what we look for. So we typically like to look for a situation either attached to the property or attached to the homeowner. So what does that mean? Let's talk about a property. It could be a vacant home. It could be an inherited home. It could be a fire damaged home. It could be a home that has absolutely, in such disarray that it's got CO issues and inspection issues, and no bank is going to give a mortgage to someone that's going to buy this house because there's so many things that need to be addressed. And the homeowner just may want to just get rid of it. Talk about the inherited property. Maybe they inherited this property and all of a sudden they have the upkeep of it. They have the expense, all the monthly expenses, and they might not want to have to fix what's on the CO checklist in order to sell it. So let's just go buy a cash buyer. We're not getting a mortgage, which means we can close without a CO. We can do the temporary CO. We can help them out of the situation. Then there's people that have the situation, personal. It could be loss of job, relocation, divorce, bankruptcy, foreclosure, whatever there's some kind of distress. But now with this corona, obviously things have shifted and things have changed. So we're working creatively with homeowners. There might be financing issues, just a bunch of different creative, and I'm not so well versed in that. Billy's the brains on that one. But any type of situation where the homeowner is just looking to sell fast, that's our thing. Sell fast, hassle-free, get some money out of it, get the stress of it on your shoulders, the burden of it on your shoulders, take it off. Any type of situation where you feel like your back is up against the wall and you just want to get out of this home and you can't, maybe it's sitting on the market for a long time. Nobody's getting approved for the mortgages, call us. I think my email's somewhere around there.
So I want to ask you this question. I'm going to put you on the spot. All right. Yeah. What's it like working with my company, Real Estate Recovery Group?
Well, listen, if you want to get a short sale done, you're the company to go to. I've worked with Leah, with Will. They're both professional. They're quick. They're responsive. They're on top of it. They need a document. They're reaching out to me if they can't get in touch with a homeowner. If I've connected them. You guys are super easy to work with, and across the board, the deals that we've given you, you've gotten done. And there was one deal, the first deal we did together, I bought it to Billy. He's like, there's no way. This thing that was like 3 days away from foreclosing, and got it done. He even said to me, he's like, I really didn't put so much thought into it because I just thought it was just going to fall apart. He's like, and then you bought the homeowner to Matt and they got this shit done. And that was, it was almost near impossible. But again, nothing is impossible. No, you proved that. But yeah.
So here's the thing, right? So my philosophy is, and I joke around when I say it, and it is one of my taglines, it's not a no until you get a restraining order.
Yeah, that's true.
Now, I mean that sincerely when I'm doing the business. We don't have to do it to the extent that we do it. And I know when Billy put that transaction to my team, I'm like, this little fucker, he's putting us to the test. So he wants to see if we can get it done. So it's funny when people try to test me. And I don't mind, like, if you follow me, you know what I'm about. And you don't, like, if you're not, like, somebody that I would look up to or I admire or on the same level. But I get people that reach out to me and they say the stupidest things to me to try to do business with my team. Like, look, I'm a wholesaler. This is what I do. This is what we're going to do together, right? I'm going to bring you a deal. You're going to process the file for me. I'm going to break you off a little taste. You're going to be happy and we're going to keep going. Hey, my guy, lose my phone number. Yeah. Stuff like that. And I get a lot of people like that come at me weekly that think that we are, quote unquote, because they don't know what we do.
Yeah.
We're a processing company.
They need them.
What's that?
Treat you like you need them.
Yeah, like I need them. I don't really need them.
I don't really need you because you're the one that gets the deals done.
Right. And you know what? And we have our own little like corral of people that work with us. If I was to stop everything today, shut down social media, and not do another thing on social media, I'd still be okay because we have repeat customers. We have repeat people that we do business with. Real estate agents, I would say, are probably the hardest person or people to work with in general because of a couple different things. And listen, my wife holds a real estate license. She practices real estate. She sees and she hears the shit that I go through on the telephone. And she's like, what was the problem with that agent? Or why did that agent feel that they didn't need your services? Like, and then they'll come back at a later time after they've screwed the deal up completely, after the attorney says, oh, why? Well, listen, if you don't like the way I work and my operation is, go work with that company that you talked about in the beginning. You know, at that point, why do I want to get involved in somebody else's mess?
Yeah.
Where they've provided so much garbage to the lender that I talk to the lender on my team and they're like, Matt, you know, this is bad.
Yeah.
Like they played around. Like, look, I'm going to give you an example of a horrible situation that we got involved in. We're starting to get really connected with the Spanish community. And that's something that I always wanted to get involved in. Me, no speak so much Espanol. I speak Spanglish.
Yeah.
But Leah reads it, writes it, speaks it, the whole nine. So I got somebody had reached out to me and said, look, we have a scenario. I can't get involved in it because the property's listed. That was an agent. I said, can you just help? All right. Well, I didn't speak with them. Leah did. And the short version of it, which totally blew my mind, was that this agent, who's also a broker, took a listing on a short sale and literally made it an exclusive listing. And anybody that actually understands short sales would say you can't do that. And the bank, the lender, knew that the broker of the property was committing fraud. They shut the file down. Now, it's a situation where if you do that and you put a homeowner in a situation like that, you could literally risk that homeowner never have the opportunity to do a short sale on their house or find out what their options are on their house. So, you know, I try to educate people and I try to let people know what their options are. And people laugh at me when I say know your options. But I have to say, we're working on a couple of deals together. Have you ever had a homeowner come back to you and say, these guys don't call me back, they don't follow up with me? Like,
No.
and we're explaining everything every step of the way, because you know what? One of the biggest gripes that I have with real estate agents is they hear what they want to hear. And one of my close friends, but I know you're friends with it too, and you do business with her, Jen Romero.
I love her, sweetie. Yeah.
Talk about commission breath.
Yeah.
Real estate agents are more about making the money and not actually helping in the individual. And in this industry and what's happening right now, and the fact that I reached out to 4 different appraisers to have them come on to talk about market conditions, I have to say I'm a little offended. Like, somebody doesn't have enough trust and love for me, or even respect. And I know I shouldn't make it about myself, but you know what? Social media is going to be massive in the next 12 to 16 months.
Absolutely. It's massive now already. I mean, it's basically free advertisement. I mean, like I said, I did with this pandemic, you know, I was been a little bit more sensitive to kind of verbalizing what I do, because I don't want people to look at that as, look at this girl running business still. But in the end, like, you know what, I'm being sensitive to it because I don't want to offend anybody, but really business is still rolling. Like business, like we're still alive. We still have a pulse, you know? One thing I will say is, when working with the homeowners, we may not be a good fit for them to buy their house, but if we can refer them to companies like you know, where my mission is really solely to help that homeowner. You're in a distressed situation, and I'm not only looking to buy your house. If I can give you some knowledge and guidance, that's exactly what I'm doing. You know, I might not be able to buy your house, and I'm okay with that. But if I know that I came in and I solved a little bit of a problem for you, and I can direct you to someone that can solve a bigger problem, that's my mission. I mean, when I tell people I really do help, you know, you get all these people like, oh, they always have something to say. And again, it's those haters, those opinionated assholes. But really, honestly, I look at my job as, because it's distressed people, it's not me looking to list a home or sell a home, you know, or find a home for someone. I'm really looking to get you out of a bad situation. And if it's a win-win where I'm buying your property, and you're walking away happy and I'm walking away happy, that's great. But if it's a win-win where I'm directing you or I'm guiding you to someone that can help you, and the realtor should look at that too. It's not only about the commission, because when you help someone out and they see, again, this is going back to that authenticity and genuine. If you're genuinely helping someone, they see that, guess what they're going to do? They're going to refer you, and then you build a relationship with that person who's going to refer you, and it just keeps going. And that's how you build your business, is just building relationships. It's not always going to be a win. You're not always going to come out with money in your pocket, but you'll have that credibility, you'll have a relationship, and guaranteed you'll have a referral. So if you're always looking at it with your pockets, you're just going to always be in that same mentality space of wanting the money, and not getting the deal. Sometimes you got to, like we kept saying, think outside the box.
So I want to interrupt right there. So
yeah.
Let's talk about this, because again, my wife's a real estate agent, and most real estate agents have to understand that they need to follow their road, right? Don't divert off of it. Stay with what you're good at. If you've got a specific niche, or if you want to build out, branch out, build on that niche. Don't try to skip over the lines. Definitely don't try to jump the divider. Now,
yeah.
I also have purchased properties. I fixed them. I've done everything. So I want people to understand that you guys work with real estate agents, and that you're offering full real estate commission, stuff like that. So I want you to talk about what it is that makes Nicole tick, and why you are willing to basically pay for the time for the real estate agent, and you're telling them that they can keep the real estate commission. Let's talk about that.
I mean, there's different programs that we're working with realtors. We don't always work with realtors, and pre-pandemic, it was easier to just go straight to the homeowner. But again, with this situation, we're open to work with anybody. But with the realtors, yes, we give them dual agency. So if they bring me property, I won't go through my own realtor to put the offer in. I'll just give them the respect of being dual agent. If we go ahead and flip the property, we rehab it and we flip it ourselves, I'll go and give them the listing on the back end. So they're actually getting triple commission, and if they end up selling the property to their own buyer, then they're getting, 4 times the commission. So, I mean, there's just different opportunities. By the way, I can't see you anymore. What happened?
I actually did that on purpose.
All right, good.
Specifically.
Yeah. No, but again, so that's how I work with realtors, and, building the relationships is what I've been doing, since this pandemic, reaching out to many realtors, posting things on tons of group pages, real estate related, and just if there's opportunities, I'm always up to look into and work with it. So
based on that, and based on what you're doing, what you're offering, and what you're basically all about, what are realtors saying when you're contacting them? Talk a little bit about, like, when you're reaching out to them with the property. Are you getting pushback from real estate agents that want to work with you?
No, absolutely. I mean, everybody's pretty open. I have realtors sending me listings all the time. I mean, if they're aggressive and they want, and I've reached out to other realtors and said, hey, listen, if you have a homeowner that's having a hard time selling their property, reach out to me. Let's see if that's something we can connect with and we can do together. But I've never had a realtor, push. No way. Everybody's pretty open to this, especially this time. I haven't come across anybody that's not willing to just try to make something happen or try to figure out a way to work together. Everybody's been pretty open, and if they're aggressive and they're looking to make shit happen, they're looking at all different outlets. They're looking at all different opportunities. Just like me, I'm looking at every little opportunity I can get.
Well, let's talk about the committee in New Jersey, right? So you'd mentioned that you guys meet once a month.
We meet once a month, the first Tuesday of every month. It used to be at the Fireside Bar and Grill, but obviously everything's gone virtual. So now we've been doing it virtually. And again, it's just a space for women to connect with each other. I tell everybody I'm very big on meditation and energy and, clearing any negative energy out. So we always start our meetings with my co-founder, Nastasia. She's a mindset coach. So we have her come in. She does exercises to kind of clear out any negative energy and any negative space that's, kind of jamming you up. So she does some kind of exercise. She talks about how we could be getting through this pandemic, you know, mentally and keeping ourselves sane, so to speak. But you know, it's important for me. I always tell the girls, I don't want the negativity. I don't want the little back and forth bantering and talking about and this and that. I want it to be a space where we all connect and we're there to empower each other. And really, honestly, all the feedback I get across the board, the women love it because of that. It's a connection. Women are, if they're not doing business together, they're creating friendships. If they're not creating a friendship, they're JVing on something. Like, it's been super successful in the way that, like I said, it's just all about the connection. And it's the way I see it, the way I envisioned it, the way I'm trying to push it out is the way it's happening. So I could, of course, with the pandemic, things have come to a little bit of a halt. You know, we're still doing it. We're still offering, you know, we'll do Zooms and we have little giveaways all the time. We do our member shout outs and spotlights. We try to spotlight our members and hope to gain them business, if not business now, maybe down the road. So, you know, we're doing it, but it's been a little bit harder, you know, so to speak, but it's just a space where women can connect and really just get along and encourage each other.
I was going to say something about
What?
being a part of your group, but you know what?
Don't discriminate. If you want to put a wig and a dress on, heels, come on.
If I do like a tuck and roll,
there you go. Anything's fine. We've had you know, transgenders.
Can I say mangina? Am I allowed to say that? Or no?
Say whatever you want at this show. You know, we've had transgenders come and listen. It's like I said, it's not about being that opinionated asshole. It's really just about making the connections, and we kind of wean out the ones that really have that negative energy.
Right.
And it's really, like I said, it's been working. It's powerful. I just had a girl call me right before our call and thanking me, just saying, thank you so much for this group, because if it wasn't for this group, I wouldn't have done this. I wouldn't have connected with this. And yeah, and that feels good. That's exactly what, you know, I set out. That was my mission.
Somebody actually reached out to me. I'm not going to call them out on social media, but they're like, it was like, how do you know Nicole? And I was like,
who the heck?
I'm like, well, I know her through real estate. Have you ever worked with her? And it was like, it was like 5-10 minutes, you know, because I have other stuff going on. It's a Sunday, and they're messaging me. And then they're like, well, you know, I met her through her boyfriend, Billy. Billy Alvaro? Like, it was just like, you know, I started laughing, you know, and I'm like, do you know her? You know, like, I just thought like she was asking me questions, like, how do I know her? Like, some of interest. She's like, oh my God, I love her. You know, so.
You know me. But you know what? Listen, the one thing I've always, and I pride myself on this, and I'm proud of it because of it. I've had this ability to connect with people. I don't judge. I'm opinionated in a sense that I'm opinionated just because that's who I am, but I never judge. I give everybody the benefit of the doubt. Super welcoming. I don't care what you look like, how old you are. I don't care, you know, where you come from.
How out of shape you are.
Yeah, I don't care. Like, honestly, I connect with almost everybody I meet. That
was just so we're clear. That was your way to say, Matt, you're not out of shape. You're a shape. But whatever. Go ahead.
We'll talk about the whole fitness thing. We'll brief on that and how I do it, and I think maybe you could. I know you're on this roll right now. You're in your quarantine remat. We'll call it the remat.
Yeah, the reboot. It's 2.0. Yeah,
but you know, I mean, I do, like, some people that don't even know me, they'll say, oh, I love Nicole. Like, and it's because if you reach out to me on social media, I don't care. I will give you the time of day, unless you're being a little bit of a creep, then, you know, you got to get blocked sometimes. Yeah, but for the most part, I don't snub anybody. I don't think I'm too good. I really do just connect with people.
Does anybody ever have the impression that, you know, maybe you're stuck up, or you're hold on, I'm not finished, or that you could be a little bitchy or whatever? Like, you think all that?
Yeah, it's funny you say that, because I just have my best friend Nadia literally, I'll be 44 in a couple months. We've been best friends for 30 something years, 38 years. So we go way back. And she told me that she was talking to someone, and the girl actually said, like, I would look at her pictures and I would think she's a stuck-up bitch. And Nadi's like, she's the furthest thing from it. Like, that girl will make fun of herself. She will joke around. She laughs. She's kind. Like, and that's just me. Like, people will look at me. Billy and I had to go to a wedding, and one of his employees actually said his wife automatically saw me and was like, oh, she's a bitch. And then got to talk to me by the end of the night. Like, her and I were joking and laughing. And she was like, she actually said, oh my God, to look at her, I would think of her as one way, and she's the complete opposite.
So did she actually say it to your face, I thought you were a bitch?
Oh yeah, I've had that happen before.
I love that.
So many times that people say, like, wow, I completely looked at you and thought of you as one way, and you're completely the opposite. And and that I can't stand it. And maybe that's why I'm not so judgmental, because I know what it's like. Like, I get judged all the time, and it sucks. But you know what?
Have you ever had a Whopper?
I have.
Have you ever had a Big Mac? Let's get real.
Okay, so let's talk fitness, because I love that. I'm a fitness junkie. That's like my side passion. So I've been on this path, and again, this is going back 6 years ago. At this is 2014. So yeah, so 6 years ago, I decided I wanted to change my life, and I wanted to really just get in. I was like, I'm going to be 40 years old. I want to compete. I want to do this bodybuilding. I want to be,
You tell me you got into this at 40?
I did. I 38, 39. And by 40, I got my pro card. So 39 is when I started competing. By 40, I got my pro card.
So in 1 year, you started competing?
Yeah. Yeah.
Were you always in shape, though?
So no. So
did you come out of belly?
No, I never was heavy. I was so skinny that I was instead of that like fat shamed or something, I was the opposite. People would look at me and be like, do you have an eating disorder? Do you know? And it was like, why can you? I was like, you know what? You wouldn't walk up to someone heavy and say, do you have an eating disorder? Do you like to eat? Like, and it just got to the point that I was like always looked at as having these issues. And I did. I have body dysmorphia. So I'll disclose that. I look at myself and I'm like, little inch of this and little inch of that. I need to get rid of this. So yeah. But I didn't like that everybody looked at me and said I looked sickly. I was too thin. I mean, I'm 5'6", 5'6.5", and I was probably about 105 pounds. So
wow.
It didn't look good. But to me, I was like, oh, I can wear anything. I'm a size 0. And, so I decided I'm going to get into fitness to build muscle and then compete. So I did. I was always thin,
Let's cut it. Listen, you're 5'6", right? Here I am. I'm joking around. You're talking like bitch in the background when I'm joking around. And I'm saying it. And then you're talking about that you actually had some type of body, what did you call it?
Body dysmorphia. I looked at myself as fat, even when I was soaking wet, 105 pounds. Like, I would look at myself as heavy and gross, even though everybody would say to me, you're too thin, you need to put on weight. I would look at that 1 inch on my body that maybe didn't look right, and I would be like, I got to get rid of this. So, I decided, I reached out. I have coaches, Revolutionize. They're in Manalapan. It's a nutrition company. They don't only deal with competitors. They deal with regular nutrition people. And their method works. And the reason why it works, and maybe this is like because you're on that, that 2020 vision, it's called flexible dieting. It's flexible nutrition. We count our macros. We don't count our calories, we count our macros. What are macronutrients? Your fats, carbs, and proteins. So what I'll do is I'll go to my coaches and I'll say, I need to gain muscle. They give me my numbers that I'm allotted daily. So my numbers, and nobody else can go by this because I look at your nutrition plan as your fingerprint. Everybody has their own custom, it's customizable.
Their own DNA. Go ahead, go.
Yes. So with mine, I know that when I'm cutting, I'm allowed 45 grams of fat, 100 up to 100 grams of carbs, and 130 to 140 grams of protein. Those are my numbers. I have a tracking device. It's my FitnessPal. I scan my food. I track my numbers. And depending on what I want to do, if I want to lose weight, I have to adjust my numbers. If I want to gain weight, I adjust my numbers. And I do it through my nutrition. But the beauty of the flexible nutrition is if I want a slice of pizza, which I never eat. If I eat it.
I gotta ask, what is that like? Because I could see Billy just throwing down a whole pie.
So Billy's gluten-free. Billy's got celiacs. I'm gluten-free by choice because we eat together.
Oh, I didn't know that.
So we get cauliflower pizza. And if we do stumble upon a pizzeria that actually has gluten-free dough, like we're like, let's get it. Because it's not, it's not everywhere. Usually we're going to the store and we're getting grilled chicken parm, like we're not, it's hard. But, with the flexible nutrition, if we want a slice of pizza, let's say gluten-free pizza, we fit it into our macros. We put the number in and we know that tonight we're going to have pizza. So let's manage our macros during the day so we still hit our numbers. And eating that slice of pizza is not going to throw our weight. It's eating the pie that will throw our weight off, But I mean, I personally love their method. It's called counting. If you ever see If It Fits Your Macros, counting your macros, flexible dieting, flexible nutrition, that's what it is. It's simply, we have a birthday party to go to. I want to enjoy a piece of cake. I'm going to manage my macros so that I can fit that piece of cake into my macros, into my diet that day. And it works. I've been consistent. When I need to cut for a show, which hasn't happened, I adjust my numbers. So I get to those numbers that allow me to cut my weight without giving up the pizza or the cake or the ice cream, whatever it is, So listen, I think that's a method that could be used because listen, you can't eat grilled chicken and sweet potato or brown rice and lean meat. Like that gets boring. It gets repetitive. Right. So for me, when I'm doing contest prep and I'm going on stage, obviously I'm sticking to that clean diet. But for the most part, I eat very clean. I have my egg whites in the morning. Whatever, if I decide to have some potatoes with my egg whites, maybe a piece of
you.
I know. But as long as it fits, it doesn't matter. If it fits my macros, and that's the beauty of it.
What about the shakes? Do you like the shakes? Do you drink the shakes?
I do. I drink shakes. I mean, there's certain times of the day I can't have a shake before dinner because it bloats me. And I mean a shake before bed because it bloats me. And I know when I wake up in the morning, I'm retaining that. So, it's like I said, the flexible nutrition, you can have your shakes, you can have your lean meats, you can have your fatty meats, you can have cheese, you can whatever you want, as long as you fit in your macros. And I think it's attainable for an everyday person because let's face it, we want to enjoy life. We don't always want to beat ourselves up with our diet. We want to enjoy it. We don't want to enjoy food. So yeah, I use Revolutionize. If anybody wants to reach out to me, if you go to Revolutionize Nutrition in Manalapan and you mention my name, Nicole, you get a discount.
So when we're done, you can throw whatever you want in there as far as the nutritional side of it, obviously.
Because I honestly, aside from the house flipping, I get so many people reaching out to me about my nutrition. So many people asking me, how do I stay consistent with my weight? And honestly, they'll say, I'm working out at the gym. I'm at the gym 6 days a week. I'm there 2 hours at a time. Guess what? How's your nutrition? Are you binge eating? Are you binge drinking? Yeah, well, that's why. That's why you're not losing weight. It's hand in hand, nutrition and working out. If you're going to work out, don't skip nutrition. If you're going to eat right, don't skip your workout.
You ever read that book, Eat Right for Your Blood Type?
No. Is it good?
I mean, I read it. I'm like, wow, my blood type's really fucked up. I shouldn't be eating this stuff. But guess what? I eat it anyway. But
when you're reading a book and you're basing it off of a book.
No, I mean, that's actually the evidence that's in that book is that, from what I understand, is absolutely dead on balls accurate for people's blood type or whatever. But then again, the book's got to be at least 10, 15 years old. So obviously technology or, whatever they find as far as experimental and stuff like that has changed. If somebody wants to reach out to you regardless, can they reach out to you at that email address?
Absolutely. Did you type it in right? Nicole at maxreturnsrei.com. Yep. And just so you know, if this is real estate related, obviously, we do pay referral fees. So it could be a person that has a property that they know of. It may not be theirs. I'll pay them the referral fee. If I lock it up, if I go into contract, if I end up closing on that house, there's no set referral fee. I just want to disclose that because we never know where we're going into. We don't know when we're actually at that table. So unfortunately, I can't say, hey, we give a $500 referral fee for every referral you bring in. It's because, got to obviously be pertaining to the deal that we're doing.
What do you say to those guys who are out there, those investors that are like, listen, we're going to do business together, but, my set referral fee is X. Do you tell them like, listen, love to work with you, but when you're realistic, reach back to me and we could talk? Or do you just basically say, CB, I wouldn't want,
I've never had that problem. Honestly, in this industry, I've noticed that people will come to you with deals. You know, you always have to research everything, analyze everything. It's not a deal until it actually makes sense. The numbers work. Everything is a deal. You have a lead, everything is considered a lead. Bring it to me. If the numbers work, then we'll go move forward. If it doesn't, simply part of friends. You know, there's no hard feelings. I don't want to ever insult anybody. Every opportunity is an opportunity until I analyze and figure out if the numbers work.
That's an amazing way of looking at it.
Yeah, I pay referral fees. So if anybody passes driving, you know, if there's that one eyesore house in that neighborhood that everybody passes and they're like, what are they doing with that? Does anybody live there? Or a vacant house. If there's a vacant house, or you're like, nobody's lived in that house. The grass is overgrowing, shutters falling off the windows. Those are the deals I look for. If there's a fire damaged home that's just been sitting, I will do the research. All you have to do is bring me the address. Simple as that. You get paid to bring me an address. If I lock it up, if I close on the deal, you get paid that referral fee just for driving in your car, passing a house, jotting down the address, and sending it over.
It's funny that you mentioned that because, you know, it's so weird, like, to bounce from conversation to conversation. You talk with somebody like yourself, and I have 2 conversations that I have today. One with a real estate agent that needs to literally shit or get off the pot, and then you have another agent where, you know, the homeowner is so discouraged because they've filed bankruptcy, they were going to closing, they never ran title, and I guess 24 hours or 48 hours prior to, they did the title. There wasn't even a rundown. They did the title. It wasn't supposed to be a distressed sale, but he had a second mortgage that he didn't know about. Now, I'm going to assume that at some point, and I said to him, I said to the agent, look, just get me on the phone. Let me talk to the gentleman. Let me see what I can do as far as offering advice. And the response back was, I spoke with the homeowner. They're discouraged. They don't want to talk right now. They want to wait. My response back to that was, no pressure, right? This way they could find out what their options are. Where's, you know, hashtag RRG, know your options. And that's huge because obviously we put people before profit.
I love that.
And people need to understand, like, so supposedly today I might speak with them tentatively, you know, at 2:00 today. That's the person that filed bankruptcy and all that other stuff. What I think had happened was, and I asked, find out if he's ever done a modification. And the answer was yes. What people don't understand is that when they do a modification, depending on when they do it, they could actually have a ghost second mortgage that they don't know about.
That actually happened with the one deal we were working on. One of the Edison deals I was working on. All of a sudden, I think when we pulled title, we're like, what's this little mortgage doing here?
They call it a standalone. And basically what it is it's something that gets tacked on. There's no interest, there's nothing, and it just goes on title as a clout. And when the property sells, they want to be paid. But I mean, look, I could go on with a million stories that would make people skin curl, laugh, cry, make them feel like shit. At the end of the day, you have a niche, and your niche is that you care. Most people don't care. And I love working with real estate agents that care. I hope that this goes out on your feed, or what we're going to do is we're actually going to break this up, and we're doing this for our guests. It doesn't happen right away, but we're actually taking the audio out and we're making it a WAV file, and people can actually put it out, like if they have podcast shows or whatever it is. We're building enough content now where we're actually going to launch a podcast probably at the end of 2020, 2021. And it's going to be these shows. It's going to be like part 1, maybe, you know, one of the sections that we talked about, and then the part 2, because everybody has a different, you know, span as far as, like, you know, capacity and wanting to stay tuned and listen. These shows go for an hour because there's a lot of content. So people can bounce in, they can bounce out. People said, Matt, you know, your show watching really long. Watch it for 10 minutes, 15 minutes, or watch a segment that might pop up talking about people before profit, right? Yeah. You know, you have this amazing opportunity for women that you want to empower them, which is the Committee of New Jersey. So
Really quick, with that whole, we have that committee, it's not industry specific. So it doesn't have to be, it's not all about real estate, and it's not one industry per the group. I open it up. And the reason why I open it up is because there could be multiple realtors in there. Guess what you do together? You learn together. You can help each other. There's an opportunity to partner up. There's so many opportunities. If you want to be the only one in your group in that industry and you think, hey, because I belong to this group, you have to use me, guess what? You might not jive with that person. And
right.
because you're in a group, you're forced to do work with them in business. I don't like that model. I open it up. So if you're a realtor, come see what the group is all about, because there's other realtors, and what those realtors do together is they empower each other. They learn from each other. What's working for you, especially during the pandemic? What's working for you? What's not working for you? What should I be doing? What can we do together? There's so many different opportunities when you find someone in that same industry or industry related. We have girls that own a fitness and active wear. They'll link up with the trainers in that group. They link up with the nutritionists in that group. They're working together. So I find that be a part of a community, get your name out there, work together, not against each other. I feel like it's what's that word? We say it's a connection, not a competition, and I think that just if someone can bring you knowledge and get you better, you can always learn. Like I go back to Billy, like being my mentor. I look at him, he does his job and he does it amazing. To me, he's like the best in the biz. But if you talk to him, he knows someone that's better, and he's learned from someone that's better, and he talks to people that are better, because, you're not always the best. You want to be the dumbest one in the room, like you said, because you want to learn. That's how you grow. I always say, go as you grow and grow as you go.
So my thing is that I don't look at people as competition. I look at people as opportunity.
Absolutely. A connection, an opportunity. I agree. Connection before competition. That's what we say.
I like that.
Yeah, it's the connection, not the competition. So that was my little tidbit for my group. Anybody that wants to be a part of it, all's welcomes. I mean, if you're a guy and you need to put on a dress, and would you say tuck and roll? What did you call it?
Tuck and roll.
Tuck and tape.
Tuck and tape, whatever you want to do. I don't want to do that.
Yeah. And then as far as the real estate, if anybody has an opportunity, we're opening up a forum where if you want to invest with us, passive investments, that's a whole segment, another piece of content to get into. We work with people that might have the money and the want to invest in real estate, but they don't have the resource. They don't have the knowledge. They don't have what it takes. They don't know, anything about flipping. Well, guess what? Put your money to work passively. You'll make a return on your investment, annualized. I mean, there's just so many different opportunities to work with us. We have a partnership. You can JV. Maybe you have a deal and it's your first deal. You found a house and you're like, holy shit, what do I do with this house now? I don't know how to flip a home. Go to the experts. Don't lose your money. Consult with an expert, and we'll do a JV partnership. So there's so many different opportunities, to work with us. And like I said in the beginning, we look at them, again, it's not always a win-win, but if we can help someone, that's our goal and that's our mission. It's complete. We've done it.
So listen, if anybody's watched this and has felt that there's any type of value at all, and if you're a woman, you want to be empowered, or you are a powerful person and you empower other women, reach out to Nicole, because obviously she wants to network with you. Maybe she'll have you on as a guest.
Absolutely.
Apparently, being a man doesn't mean anything in her group, which is okay. I'm only kidding. I love the fact that you actually have a group for women to go to. Really, in any industry, men are usually, quote unquote, considered the alphas. I don't look at it that way. I actually like women in power. I think it's sexy as fuck. Two, I think it's important that, guys understand it doesn't matter whether you're a man or a woman. It's either or. It's if you're bringing something to the table of value, that's really what matters. So,
agree.
Nicole, I love having you on. It's Nicole Guzzardi.
Nicole Guzzardi is my is my Facebook. And then my Instagram is Nicole _Guzzardi. It's Guzzardi.
Put that in the comment section, when we log off. Guys, so this is Real Estate Recovery Group. This is the live streaming that we offer Monday through Friday. And we're bringing people of interest in the real estate world. So look, Nicole is in the fitness industry, but she's also in real estate. So if you're in a different industry, but you're also in real estate, or you have some type of ties to real estate, and you want to come on and you want to talk about being a motivator, being an innovator, looking to help people, really putting people before any type of profit, this is something that you want to tune into, and obviously that you want to come on to and you want to offer other people as well. I'm going to leave your email address here so people can see it. And I don't know where it went. Show it. No, that ain't it.
No, it's on the Max Returns.
Oh, yeah.
I saw it.
It was on it?
It was there. There it goes.
Now, guys, Monday to Friday, we're doing these live shows for a reason. And I'm going to keep continuously doing it until people say, Matt, get off. We don't want to watch anymore. Or people stop giving me positive feedback. I love it.
Yeah, that's wrong. Why would they tell you to get off? If it's working for you, who cares what they say?
I don't care what people say.
Exactly. That's the thing. Go away.
No.
Someone tells you stop making an ass out of yourself, just say, don't watch me then.
No, I was going to say, I want to know the negative feedback because I want to find out what bothers people about the show, why they stop watching it, why they're sharing it.
That's different. You're doing some research marketing, which makes sense.
Listen, I don't really give a fuck what anybody thinks.
Good.
I'm going to drop as many F-bombs as I want. Guess what? Because it's my show. If you don't want to watch it, I don't give a fuck.
Watch it. Exactly.
I don't give a fuck.
That's how you get along.
The email address is Nicole@maxreturnsrei.com. Again, it's Nicole@maxreturnsrei.com. And it's Monday through Friday, guys. You can find me on here. If you want
you definitely. I said we're gonna get you and Billy together.
Absolutely.
I think it's a great show.
I think it'll be fun to out. Maybe you could be the person who's like interviewing Billy and me.
Yeah.
Short Sales 101 is a private group that I put together. We actually dive a little bit more deeper on that. It's a Facebook group. It is a private group. You have to answer the questions to get in. If you don't answer the questions, and I think last week we had 34 people that actually made it into the group, but there are over 60 some odd people that wanted to come into the group. We didn't let everybody in. So it's not that there's not a barrier of entry, but if you can't answer the couple of questions that we answer or ask, you're not coming into the group. It's that simple.
Good.
We just don't want anybody in there. So until next time, guys. And I want to say at the end of every live stream that I do, I have my co-hosts that come on, and I ask them to try to emulate the finger point. So, Nicole, go ahead. Let's see if you can do it.
I don't know. Look at my.
No. There you go. All right, close enough. You look like you're spazzing out. Thank you so much.
I saw Adam on your feed. What's he talking about? Dinner? What was he talking about?
Something about loving us. I don't know what he's doing.
Oh, he said try going out to dinner with them. We have fun when we go to dinner, Adam. What are you saying?
Nicole, thank you so much for coming on. I really appreciate it. Hold on one sec. Don't go away.
What did you say?